let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and how he has failed the Packers organization. And let's also talk about how Matt LaFleur has also failed the Packers organization. And let's talk about how Tom Brady, this could be his last year. It's not, by the way. He's not leaving. I don't think. There's not an ounce of me that believes this is his actual year. And let's talk about how the Rams potentially could choke away another Super Bowl opportunity. And let's talk about how the heck is Jimmy Garoppolo in the NFC Championship. You're here because you clicked on the video and you know exactly what we're going to talk about. And you've watched the previous video talking about the AFC Championship preview. We're talking about the NFC Championship preview here, folks. You know why you're here. You're one of the potential 18 subscribers we got here. I love every one of you. If you're one of the people who are here, please drop a like. Please drop a subscribe. I give this energy every day. I try to post videos as much as I can, and I love talking about sports. I'll respond to any comment that you put down. Unless it's making fun of me, then I'll probably make fun of myself for it. Anyways, let's talk about the NFC, because we have just witnessed some of the best playoff games we have ever seen in the NFL history. Specifically on the NFC side, there were potentially really interesting outcomes for both sides. Let's first talk about the Packers versus the 49ers. In one of the biggest clashes of a big-time rivalry, there's so many ties that goes into this. Should the Niners have drafted Aaron Rodgers? Has Aaron Rodgers, and there's so many ties into this game. Will Matt LaFleur be one of those coaches that can just never get into that next level, into that Super Bowl? Will Aaron Rodgers ever beat the 49ers in a Packers uniform? Will this be the last time we ever see Aaron Rodgers to a Packers uniform? I'm telling you, there's so much that went into this game, and it's cold. It was icy. It was 0 degrees. There was nothing fun about this game. No one could catch anything. Now, I understand Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't throwing the ball in the best places, but Deebo Samuel, I mean, he put on a masterclass. That was a Deebo Samuel masterclass. And he is easily a top 5 offensive player in this league. As a gadget guy, he's in every play. He's used in motion. He's used as a running back. He's just a big body that can make plays. I mean, what is there not to like about Deebo Samuel? What is there not to like about the 49ers? As a Seahawks fan, this pains me to watch, because this just feels like something that Seattle could have done a long time ago with Russell Wilson, a way better quarterback, but they don't have the physicality to win games like that. Of course, I got to bring up the Seahawks in a video, but we got to talk about the 49ers and how impressive this run is to etch themselves ahead of all the adversity that they had, and to move on with Jimmy Garoppolo in knowing that he most likely will be moved off this year. Potentially Trey Lance could be moved off, but I really think they're going to move on with Trey Lance as their head quarterback. But with that being said, though, we have to talk about what went wrong with the Packers, because this should have been their opportunity. This is in Lambeau. This is their environment. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is used to the cold. He's played in snow. This is everything that should have gone for the Packers went their way. And yet they still failed to put it together a big time win, and when they needed it most, they vanished. Their special teams played terribly. The play calling was very questionable. Not to mention Aaron Rodgers had some very bad throws when it came to late in the game when they needed their MVP to make the greatest throws that he could. It just didn't happen, and I understand weather sucks. It does suck, and that obviously gets played into it, but we're talking about San Francisco, a team on the West Coast. They're not used to this weather. This is not their environment, but they're a gritty physical team. They are built for this. This was the biggest crowning achievement for their season, even if they lose against the Rams. I mean, this was perseverance at its finest. And I remember watching the first Packers drive, and it's just, the entire game felt like, oh, well, this is where the Packers do it. This is when they make their move. This is when they make that classic Rodgers drive, and it just never happened. I remember I was sitting with my family. I had a great vacation with my family, and we were just sitting there watching. And I remember when that punt came out and the punt team was ready to, they were backed up in their own end zone. I was like, there's something in the back of my head that said, oh, they're gonna block this. And I remember saying it out loud, and then I get up to go grab me a root beer, and all of a sudden, doom, I look behind me, and my uncle goes, Tegan, you just called it. And I just smiled from ear to ear, making a prediction correct, but at the same time, the Packers are going to choke this. I mean, to return that for a touchdown, even if they had picked it up and somebody had tackled him, I don't even know if the Niners would have scored. I mean, that's how stagnant their offense had been the entire game. And when they needed 7 yards, you're telling me the Packers couldn't stop Deebo Samuel on an inside zone run? I am going to review that play to see like what exactly went wrong because, man, first of all, Deebo Samuel back-to-back weeks. First week, not getting a first down and redeeming himself and getting that easily past a first down. And talk about Robbie Gould making that field goal in that weather. Shout out to him. I need to talk about Aaron Fraudgers because, yes, I think he's gone. I think he's easily gone. I think Davante Adams is either getting franchise tagged or going to the Ravens. There's only 2 options there. But Aaron Fraudgers deserves a little bit of the blame in this game. He didn't throw a pick. He didn't truly lose them this game. But there's 2 throws that he made that were just so questionable that I need to talk about. First, he forced a ball to the buddy that cried to the organization for not bringing back Randall Cobb. He forces a throw to him. Should have been picked. Bad ball. Or a deep fade to Davante Adams. Overthrows it. Could not get it to him. In a deep shot that would have iced the game and truly put them in a position to win it. He couldn't make the throws. And when they needed to run out the clock, they don't run the ball in that weather. I don't think Matt LaFleur was running the ball as much or trying to throw quick swing routes to Aaron Jones as much. I mean, Aaron Jones had like, what, 13 receptions to 130 yards? I mean, he was their guy. And you can't say that Aaron Rodgers hasn't had help. At some point, you have to blame him for these faults. I mean, I understand he's very high up and when it comes to playoff wins, but at the same time, I think he's 11-10. Some of this fault has to land on him. Wherever he goes, a team's getting a great quarterback, and he potentially could win a Super Bowl. But he has to take some of the blame, and so does Matt LaFleur, and a lot of it has to go on the special teams as well. The defense played their hearts off against the 49ers, and I don't blame them if they were tired and they couldn't make one last play because they had been making plays all game. And the 49ers have a real shot to make the Super Bowl because they have beaten the Rams before. But we have to move on to the LA Rams versus a fantastic Buccaneers team. A fantastic Buccaneers team that was very much injured and had a lot of drama surrounding this team and just didn't feel like they were an actual like motivated Super Bowl team. They felt fatigued. They felt tired. They just seemed like they weren't having that spark that they had last year. They didn't have the momentum that they had last year. And I felt it, and that's why I didn't really pick them for the Super Bowl. And I felt this Rams team had made win now moves that showed that this is it. They are not going to have the same team next year. They're not going to have the cap to have the same team next year. It is all in or nothing for this Rams team, and they played like it. And they almost lost this game. And I think with the fumbles, it's just having better technique and better handle of the ball. And I think also you have to add on, Cam Akers hasn't had the hits that he was getting hit with like he did the previous game. I think he needs to have better ball control, and I think they would have put this game away easily, but they almost choked it. Cooper Kupp, fantastic. Van Jefferson, fantastic. Cam Akers, when he wasn't fumbling the ball, fantastic. And Matthew Stafford showed up, and he played up to the tier that we had been asking to. I think they're my Super Bowl pick. I think they will go up against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and I think they win. I think they could beat the Chiefs. And I think that's my hot take for the video. I think they can beat the Niners. I think this is a revenge game for them. It's going to be in SoFi, and it's going to be an away game for them, basically. But I really do believe in the Rams, and I'm sticking with my Super Bowl pick. I don't think Tom Brady's done either. I want to quickly, before I end the video, I don't think Tom Brady's done. Every time he's mulling it, a couple months are going to go by, he's going to get that itch, and he's going to want to come back, especially after he loses that game. And I think the Buccaneers are just going to have to retool, and I think they just had bad luck when it came to health. I think they may end up having to move off of Chris Godwin, and they're just going to have to retool a lot of this offense. But Tom Brady, a lot of players are going to go want to play for him, practically be right back where they were last season. And if anything, they're going to be more motivated. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of moves they make, because they're going to definitely try to do a win now move. Next year probably might be Tom Brady's last. And as I say that, he might play for another 3. But if you are at this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. Please drop a sub. Drop a comment. I'll respond. I love responding to y'all's comments. It's one of my favorite things to do. I get excited when I get a little notification on my phone. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.